Suppose that U star, which is our natural rate of unemployment, is equal to 8%, and that in period 1, the expected inflation is 10%. Draw the Phillips curve for an economy at a long-run equilibrium. Includes the period 1 unemployment rate, U1, on your graph. So we'll draw, this is our y-axis, which is our inflation, and this is our x-axis, which is our unemployment. And this will be our Phillips curve in the short run. So in the short run, we have a negative relationship between inflation and unemployment. So if I would like to increase inflation, I will decrease unemployment, and vice versa. If I would like to decrease inflation, I will increase unemployment. And then we have here, this is our long run unemployment rate. Because in the long run, we said that our unemployment will reach natural rate of unemployment. Therefore here, our unemployment rate will be 8%. The point of intersection between the long run and the short run Phillips curve, it will give us 10%. The next part of the question. Consider an extremely naive public that doesn't change its expectation. In period 2, the RPA decreases the growth rate of the money supply. Include in your graph the values of Y2 and inflation 2. So, we said RPA decreases the growth of the money supply. So this means that inflation will be lower. If inflation will be lower, it means that we will have a lower inflation. Let's assume that it is inflation 2. So it will intersect with our short-run Phillips curve at this point. So it will give us a higher unemployment. So our employment here will be U2. By period 3, the economy reaches its new long-run equilibrium. Include these values on your graph. What is the long-run outcome of this policy initiative according to this Phillips curve relationship as determined by how inflation expectations are set? So we know that our inflation will be equal to inflation 2, which is lower than 10%. Therefore, our expected inflation will be 10%. Consequently, our unemployment 3 will be equal to unemployment 2, which is bigger than 8%. Why? Because there is a negative relationship between inflation and unemployment.